Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering something very unexpected, Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Having spent most of her life exploring the jungle with her parents, nothing could prepare Dora for her most dangerous adventure ever. High school.
Yes, we're going there.
Dora quickly finds herself leading Boots, Diego, and a ragtag group of teens on an adventure to save her parents and solve the possible mystery behind a lost Inca civilization.
And before we start about that plot, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and more Paws videos.
Would not more Dora the Explorer.
Right? This is something we didn't think we would ever cover. From the time we saw the announcement, we were like, why is there a live-action Dora? You don't need a live-action Dora. Cartoon ended some time ago. You didn't need to turn this into something else.
And how can you do a live-action Dora?
And originally there was rumors that Michael Bay was going to do it, but luckily that didn't turn out to be true. I know people don't want him to direct anything, but I could see, the two types of movies not clashing well.
Hey, it probably would have been exciting, full of explosions and action.
Pretty much, yeah.
But instead,
it feels more like another jungle movie from Hey Arnold. If you just heard our description or just read it online, this movie sounds an awful like the Hey Arnold Jungle Movie that came out back in 2018.
Most definitely.
From a lot of the plot lines to the villains to the finding lost civilization, finding her parents, it's almost the same movie except they have Dora instead of Arnold. They even have a missing book in here too. And it takes place after the end of the series. It's almost like they just rehashed the same movie and made it into a live action version.
Well, this live action movie had a mainly Latino cast, and it starred Eva Longoria as Elena and Michael Pena as Cole, Dora's parents. It had Benicio del Toro as Swiper. I'm sorry, that was a wasted talent. Benicio del Toro as Swiper was just a waste of talent.
Which we thought, actually, at first we thought they had George Lopez, but for some reason this guy sounded like George Lopez. That was a really odd thing.
And then Dora was played by Isabella Monet.
Yes.
And I have to say that I was pleasantly surprised that I actually liked the movie. It was fun. It wasn't Shakespeare.
Right.
And it wasn't something that you would go on and on about. However, it was a nice family movie, fun. It stayed true pretty much to the context of the original children's series.
Right.
Of Dora being an explorer and having an obsession with finding things.
Right.
I think it was pretty funny how she was like 24/7, 365, always looking for something. And they had her being homeschooled her entire life up to this point. So that was unexpected.
Right. And for here, part of the conflict is that before it gets into the Jungle Movie plot, is that Dora's put into this new setting. She's been in the jungle. She hasn't, according to her parents, she hasn't interacted with other people.
And she's been homeschooled.
Right, she's been with pretty much all the animal friends, just like in the TV show. So for this movie, they decided, okay, we're going to send you to public school so you can meet other humans instead of just all animals. Which is like, okay, so she can learn even more things. But here's the thing, she gets to high school, and other than the fact that she's a little energetic about a lot of everything, and all those kids are kind of beaten out of their emotions, she's sticks out because she's a lot more enthusiastic about everything the school has to offer.
And positive.
Right.
And I do like that they kept that about this character and worked it into an older version.
Right.
She's very positive, very upbeat. And another thing that we failed to mention is that in her prior setting, she used her imagination a lot.
Right.
And she still had that quality as a teenager.
Right. Right. And she still acted like the same character from the show. And that was actually a great idea because usually when we see the characters are aged up, they lose their innocence, they lose their positivity, they've been pretty much, I guess, updated or reality checked, and they're just depressed about everything, or they got angst or something. Now, they only did that slightly with her cousin Diego.
I'm sorry, Isabella Merced played Dora.
Yes.
The Explorer.
I think Isabella Moner is like her, is that like a stage name?
It could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Diego fit more to that category of losing the innocence as getting older, because we were expecting JT Austin to play him. It was like a sort of a missed opportunity.
Yes.
Because he did the voice of him when he was a little kid. We kind of thought he would come back and play him as the older version. But I guess they went for this way.
But it's possible he would have cost too much.
Probably.
He pretty much is a star in his own from being on was the Whaley Place and the Fosters.
Right.
So they probably, they didn't have the budget for him.
Right.
They already spent it on Eva Longoria, Benicio del Toro, and Michael Pena.
Right. So yes, with that, Diego fits in that category of him like outgrowing the exploring part from the show, and she's still part of it.
And for some reason, the character was embarrassed of her, and he really didn't want to deal with her in the beginning, and he didn't want her staying with him and his grandmother. And I would have to say, as far as not liking part of the movie, that is the only part that I didn't care for.
That is true.
That's it.
It's the only part where it felt like this is like the modern day equivalent, or the edition where they have to make it grounded in reality, when Dora wasn't grounded in reality. So luckily that doesn't last too long. After you get that hump over with her going to the school and people being annoyed with her because she's upbeat about everything, and they started with the Jungle Movie plot, then it starts to get more interesting as Dora is now back into her normal element.
Yes, definitely.
And it actually becomes more exciting. And here's the thing, you actually do enjoy a lot of stuff that goes on. They had some well-timed jokes. The music actually was really good. They did good job of updating her main theme.
And one of the best parts is when they actually take you back in time and they put you in the element of it being a Dora the Explorer episode.
Yes.
And it was animated and it was fantastic. And we kept saying, why didn't you do the whole movie like this? This would be awesome.
Right.
It was really a wonderful treat, and it was well done. It was a brilliant addition.
Right. And for once, the movie did not feel like one of those where it bashes on this original source material, like with Kim Possible or Fullmetal Alchemist, where this live action version is superior. We rebooted and made it better. The Dora movie wasn't trying to do that. It just wanted to be a fun addition showing like what happened after the show was over, and it succeeded because you didn't feel like you were being hammered in that this is the new Dora, this is not the Dora the Explorer she's not going to be upbeat. They kept all the elements in, so they actually did keep true to it.
What was unfortunate is that prior to this movie being released, you saw advertisements, and the ads did not do the movie justice, and there were a lot of people who bashed on the movie without seeing it. And I'm just really happy that we were able to see this movie unexpectedly and appreciate it and enjoy it for what it was.
Right.
And if you've never seen this movie and you just want to see something that's fun, lighthearted, family friendly, if you happen to watch Dora as a child, if you just want to see, hey, how did they really do this? Did they really pull this off? Then you should give it a watch.
Right. Oh, and I also want to mention that, we mentioned about the plot that, like we said, sounded like the Jungle Movie. Now, we will say, if you have seen Hey Arnold the Jungle Movie, you might not be surprised about some of the stuff that happens when they're in the jungle. They're supposed to be finding the parents, and someone wants to use the stuff that they found to get all the gold from the Lost City. So if you've seen that movie, you are unfortunately going to know how this movie turns out and probably how it ends.
Right, and made by the same company, Nickelodeon.
Right.
So they had a right to use their own source material.
Right.
So if you happen to have seen Dora the Explorer already, let us know what you think in the comments below.
And be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and multiple pause videos.
That's right.
So thank you so much for watching our Rascal Entertainments.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace. Swiper, no swiping!
And reporters sitting, flashing lights. Trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Hit her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket. Give it to you later on in the form of a locket. People in the back, for the people in the front. For the people on the side, for the people on the front. For the people in the middle or the alley, one of